after a food, I am all in on that animal.
Agreed.
Food's a good one.
Food's such a good one.
And we're live. Hello, everyone. We're here. Hi. If you're watching this on the replay, thanks for tuning in. We're doing our second episode of our monthly Sunday Night In spin-off series. I mean, we've only had 5 episodes, and we're already doing a spin-off series called In Our CIVies, where we play a full game of Civilization 2 hours at a time. So,
Yep. How many centuries did we get through last time?
we're at 1425 BC right now. What does it start at?
Like 3,000 BC, 5,000 BC?
I think it's 5,000, yeah.
Really? We got that far? Okay.
Hey, good for us.
The scale is bigger. The scale shrinks as you go further in time. So
Yeah.
turns count for less actual time. Because think of the progress of technology, right? That's how it worked.
What's funny, though, is like when it comes to war, like if you get into a war and spend the first 50 turns at war with someone, you're at war for literally the whole of human existence. But then if you get into a war like later in the game, it's like, oh yeah, you've been at war for like a year and a half.
Oh, me and the Brazilians are now very close friends. Some
Nice.
might say the closest.
Very cool.
Any missionaries involved?
We're not at that point yet.
Missionary takes a while.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, 2 of my towns got tapped for Catholicism. I gotta win those back. But there are only 2 religions in the world right now. There's Ken's and then there's the Brazilians. The Brazilians go for a religious victory. That's like what they do.
Yeah, they're very good at that.
Cultural,
Give it time.
too. You're pretty good at that. Lord.
I am not 100% sure we have sound right now, so I'm working on that.
Well, be very expressive with our faces.
I just heard John on the stream.
Did you? Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
I will carry the load. Let me tell you all about my lunch.
John could talk about his lunch for days.
Matt, you may want to go back to your Discord window because Sam is not showing her face; it's showing her placeholder thingy, which happens when you need to go back to it.
Wonderful. I was wondering why she wasn't turning her camera on. But now you're back. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
There she is.
No, it's just
All of that smiling wasted.
All wasted.
All of it.
He saw it.
But now you're back.
Yeah,
Hi,
it's not for you.
Oh, and we can hear.
All of that smiling.
Wonderful. Outstanding.
Oh, what the fuck, Nubia?
What happened?
They're encroaching upon my areas.
All right.
It's weird to have Carthage and Toronto close to me. That makes no sense.
I love that. Whoa, non-Mado. I don't know how I feel about this. I should probably repair my legendary burning fishing boats. They've been on
Your
fire for
famed
almost a century.
legendary burning fishing boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pilgrims are going to be upset, but we got to do something about this.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't take much to upset the pilgrims.
I know, they're always fucking complaining.
Pious.
Plymouth Rock's not big enough.
So this is a long weekend. Do you all have to work tomorrow or no?
Yep.
No, not me, thanks. Well, I gotta prep for school. That's it.
Right. But other than that, you're free.
Yes, I am.
Annabis
I'm
doesn't
working.
take days off.
Cannabis does not take days off. You're right.
Ants don't take days off.
Not even Christmas.
Not
Oh,
even.
not even Christmas. We work on
Especially
Christmas.
not Christmas.
Especially not Christmas.
That's when it's needed most. Oh, I found you, you little scout.
I'm a doll, huh?
So for those of you that, for the 3 people that are watching now, or the 2 people, and probably me because I have it on my phone, let's recap and who's everyone playing. We'll start with my trusty companion in this show, the man who's been with me from the start, David Thomas.
Yes.
No.
Yep.
Let's start. Let's start with Mr. Ken Breeze. Ken Breeze,
They
tell
call
us
that
about.
they call that the old swerve.
Curveball.
I'm learning.
I
learning
am.
comedy.
The Byzantine. It's Byzantine,
Or
which
Byzantine,
Basil II is my ruler I'm playing, and it's funny because they didn't even call themselves that. They were just the Eastern Romans. People just named them that for some reason. Because of Byzantium, but they could have just called them the Eastern Romans. They consider themselves Romans, so.
Well, by that logic, I am Wolverine.
You can play Canadians. I think in one of the expansions, one of the civilizations you can play is Canadian.
Yeah, there is Canada.
I'll tell you, the first city-state I'm going after is Toronto.
That's what you should. BRB.
Get them Blue Jays.
Whoa.
Oh. Let's check out everything behind Matt. Let's break it down.
Some action happening off screen here.
Who are you guys playing again? John,
Yeah.
you are...
I am the original Roman Empire. So, just as the Eastern Roman Empire is New Coke, I am Coke original. Both have fans, currently 4 cities working on religion. Population stagnation is a bit of an issue, but we'll get there. Sam, what about you? Who are you playing?
Lady Six Guy of the Mayan Empire. I'm looking to put my last session's series of rounds eaten up by barbarian combat.
You had a bit of a barbarian problem last episode.
I'm up there on a domination victory, but not by choice, by necessity.
Very cool. Does that leave me? Am I the last person to go? David, have you gone yet?
No.
Well, David, who are you?
Hey, I'm playing as the Japanese, Hojo Tokimun, the guy who, by legend, summoned the divine wind to protect the shores of Japan from Chinese invaders. Wicked backhand he's got in golf. I don't know. Anyways, I'm playing the Japanese.
Very nice.
You need that backhand in golf, really.
Yeah, I know. You do.
Really, you widen the court that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's see what you're seeing. Those of you that are watching is my screen, and you're seeing the budding Australian empire, led by John Curtin, the man who single-handedly invented the koala. So this is what you're seeing. It is very slow going for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having a very slow game. I'm used to playing this on online speed, and now we're playing it in, I believe, epic speed, and things are just crawling.
It's 1300 BC. We've already 125 years already in 20 minutes, so we're getting there.
I mean, we're getting there.
Get to AD, that'd be sweet tonight.
I don't think we'll get to AD until probably November
Of next year.
Yeah.
On turn 109.
110 of 750.
Oh, so that's it. Okay, now to 110.
Choose a civic. Don't mind if I do.
Don't have a religion. So
me
a bunch
neither.
of godless heathens.
I need a religion. I'm being converted.
Bigger.
to Catholicism.
Is this?
I think I'm third. I think I'm first up for the next prophet. So I'll get mine. I don't know, 10 turns, 12 turns.
Something like that.
Can't build any buildings. Fantastic. Fuck yeah.
Hmm.
Any of you have World Wonders yet?
No wonders.
No, I didn't. I didn't take the swing.
Yeah.
Well, I repaired the legendary burning boats of Fukuoka, so I kind of destroyed the only wonder I had.
Honest to God, with the rate that the turns go, if you do a world wonder, it's not going to be ready until probably January, February.
I have 2 right now.
You have 2?
Oh,
Yeah.
you sprinted for Stonehenge, right? That's why you got your religion.
Stonehenge, and then I have.
Okay.
Also have. I don't even know what the name of this other one is.
Oh, well. I have so many wonders. I don't even know all their names.
Yeah, you know,
That's
there's the
pretty
wonder
bad.
you go to on the way to work and the one you go to on the way home from work.
Turns
What's
out
an
it's the
early
same
one?
wonder.
A great bath. Did you build the great bath on a river?
No, it starts with an E. It's like the era.
Epcot?
Yeah, it's Epcot.
It's
Yeah,
Nice.
it's Epcot.
Empire State Building?
Garden and all. Can't wait.
What's cool about Epcot? It has all the other world wonders in it.
It's really,
Yes.
really solve a lot of issues. Yeah, I only want to build a wonder once, so I'm just going to build Epcot.
Oh, theology. There we go. It needs all this.
The Hanging Gardens is a real good one to grab early.
Let's
Is it?
see.
Yeah, because it gives you a population boost.
Wonders.
More people to force into military service.
That is exactly correct.
Yep.
All right, guess I gotta do sailing eventually. Yep.
Takes you away to where you're going to.
Oh, hey, Romans.
Oh, you've discovered the Romans?
I discovered the Romans a while ago.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Which ones? The Western or the Eastern?
The real ones.
The real ones? You mean the ones that lasted 1,000 years longer?
Uh-huh.
Oh, damn. Ken coming in with the history.
Yeah, Ken's
of the
history.
show.
Ken is not wrong.
True.
Ken is 100% correct.
Ken has been doing research on every one of our civilizations and will give us interesting facts throughout the show about
Yours
each of our
was a penal colony, Matt. Penal.
Everybody knows that. Everybody knows it. Give us some.
Yeah.
Give us something we don't
something that's not so fucking obvious.
Yeah. Tell me who invented the koala. Oh, I'll tell you.
They
John
were
Curtin.
the first country to win the. They hadn't won the World Cup for 132 years, and in 1981 they won it.
Now, see, that's a good fact. Thanks, Ken.
Wow.
There's a documentary about it on Netflix.
This is also Ken giving his Netflix recs.
Has anyone watched a really good documentary lately? Because I'm kind of in the mood for one.
Hostages on HBO. Just watched it.
What's
It's about
what?
Iran in the late 70s. That whole thing. It really informs what's going on right now.
Oh, very cool.
That's good.
John,
Write that down?
Have you seen the Woodstock '99 documentary yet?
No, for the simple reason that I don't know if I am in a headspace to just watch a documentary about something that just fell the fuck apart. You know, like it's
I was
too
there,
new.
I was at that event.
Did you see the documentary by any chance? And did
I saw the Bill Simmons
send you
one on
back?
HBO that basically blamed everything on angry young men, which sure. And that was not great. I've heard this one's pretty good. I'm kind of dying to see it. All the kids at work are like, "You went to Woodstock?" Like I'm some
Wait,
weirdo
so
hippie.
So are you talking about the one that's like a 3-part series? There's like a 3 or 4 part series on HBO. That's the one I watched.
Yes. Yeah, that's the one I've watched. But there's one on Netflix, I guess, now that's pretty popular.
I don't. So I think I was kind of vaguely aware that you went to Woodstock '99, but I've never asked you or anyone else who has been there, and I think I know maybe a couple other people, what it was actually like there. So what was it actually like? How much of it was like, this is great, I'm having a good time, and how much of it was, oh, things have gone sideways?
The majority of it was a great time, up until the end. It just got really desperate with the heat and how much they charge for everything. They also handed out candles that last day, so it had been 95 degrees and dry the 3 days of the event. So just a lot of greed and poor decisions by the people that ran it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing that really struck me about with the documentary is just seeing how clueless the people that put on the festival were. I mean, it was like one dude that did the original Woodstock, and he's like, nobody's changed at all in the last 30 years. Everybody's exactly the same. Let's do it this way.
We nailed it perfectly the first time. Why change anything?
Right? It's like, oh yeah.
The music was great, though, to be honest. It was really fun. There was rivers of shit that people were basically playing in. A lot of people walking around on a lot of substances and naked and brushed and, just it was a good time up until it wasn't, basically. It's scary to be around that many people. I was at 94 as well, and I can't describe the feeling of having another like 200,000, 300,000 people around you. It's scary and exhilarating at the same time.
It's that same kind of logic where I don't really have any interest in going to like a Beyonce or a Rihanna or Taylor Swift concert, but I kind of feel like I need to go to a concert for the literal biggest musical artist on the planet just to know what that is like, you know?
I mean, just the people were an experience too. It was pretty crazy. The rave was amazing, until that person crashed into the building. I didn't know what happened at the time. Everyone thought Fatboy Slim just was like, peace, I'm out. Everybody was yelling at him. He's like, it's not me, it's not me. That was kind of a funny thing that I didn't know until I watched some of the documentary stuff. I'd totally never looked into that, why that ended so abruptly.
Jesus.
I'll tell you 3 things that I saw that were pretty memorable to me. One was I saw a larger person, a woman who was very chafed on the last day and clearly was in discomfort, take a dirty pizza box and put it between her legs to stop her legs from chafing.
Oh,
It's that live. That was pretty crazy.
yeah.
I also watched a man in full flannel. It's 95 degrees out. He's wearing jacket, He's basically wearing flannel. And we're all tripping. We're watching him and like, what is this guy doing? And my friend's doing play-by-play, and the guy starts taking stuff out of his bag and he's doing stuff with his face. And he looks over at us. Didn't know we were watching him, but he had a nose painted on and whiskers. And this is during Dave Matthews at like 2:00 in the afternoon, and he puts on these bunny ears and then gets into a rabbit pose and just hops into the crowd away from us, which was pretty crazy. But the most crazy thing, and this is probably the craziest thing I've seen in my life, to be honest, we were outside the corn pit, and
Corn pit.
we were once again tripping. The craziest pit I've ever seen.
I love stories that start
like
with, we were
5,000
standing
people.
outside the corn pit.
I've seen
Sounds like
some
something you
pits.
do in Nebraska. Like a Nebraska fun time, the corn pit. But we see this, we're all tripping again, and above it looked like 1,000 pig pens were fighting. It was just dust everywhere and people and stuff. And you see this bright blue pair of eyes in like this dirty head, like kind of bouncing towards us at the top of the crowd. And as it got closer, we realized that this head is like screaming, going, ah, ah. And we're like, what is that? What is that? And we're tripping balls. So we're like, what's going on? And swear to God, this was a little person with no arms and no legs that had a group of jacked friends, like Viking-like dudes, just like big boys, that had brought him in and held him like a grocery bag and protected him with like a halo of dudes so he could experience the corn pit. And the guy was just like out of his mind excited. And that passed us as we were probably on, I think, ecstasy and acid at that point in time, at the same time. So it blew our little 22-year-old minds. So, or how old? 25 I was then, sorry.
Wow.
99, I would have been 23. Sorry, so 23. My bad.
Okay.
Jesus.
Get my story straight.
Good for that guy, though.
Yeah, man. That's.
It's a core memory for him, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane to watch. Never forget it.
That's such a good topic. Like, what's just like, if I say the craziest thing you've ever seen, like, what is something that pops into your mind?
By the way, it was Etamanaki. Etamanaki is the other wonder I built.
I don't even know what the heck that is.
I didn't either, John. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Etamanaki.
do
The Tower
not-
of Babel.
It's the Tower of Babel.
That's in this game?
Apparently.
Huh.
Crazy.
Okay, all right.
I got ridiculously excited today. Speaking of Netflix, I got ridiculously excited today when the trailer for the new Wednesday Addams show dropped today, and they showed who's playing Uncle Fester.
Yeah, that was news.
I'm like, I saw it, and I was immediately 20 times more excited to see this show than I was when I didn't know it was him.
John Cena?
It's John Cena. Fred Armisen is playing John Cena.
Wow.
Which is going to be really cool.
Close. It was The Miz. The Miz is in as Uncle Fester.
Who 1,000% should play Johnny Cage in the next HBO Mortal Kombat movie.
100%.
Is there going to be another Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah, they confirmed it. I think there's going to be 2.
The first one knew. I'm not saying it was a good movie. It knew exactly what it was, though.
Yes, it did.
Agreed.
It got it. I think I watched it on a plane, which
is the best
really
place
is
to watch
the
movies
place,
like that, right?
the place to watch it. Yeah.
Oh, I unironically loved it. When Jack smashes the guy's head apart and goes, "These motherfuckers will work." I was like, yeah, this is the greatest movie ever.
Yeah. It simultaneously felt big budget and tiny budget.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole movie was filmed in like 3 locations, and there were a total of maybe 5 people in it.
Yeah.
It's just like freaking fantastic.
At first, I kind of hated how they added a random nobody character, Cole, but then I was like, oh, well, good. That means they don't have to, like, dilute any of the actual video game characters I love.
Yeah.
So I was actually fine with that. Like, give us a boring, personality-less protagonist for us to imprint ourselves on. Like Bella in
Exactly.
Twilight.
Yeah.
It's like, Edward's fucking me.
Every time I turn on Twilight, I pop some popcorn and say that out loud to myself 5 times.
So every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday when John watches Twilight.
Look, we all have our routines, okay?
Now, when you say, do you watch the whole Twilight saga, or do you just watch the first Twilight?
Or do you
Yeah,
watch
there-
50 Shades of Grey? Like, this is.
Oh,
So there are 24 hours in a Tuesday.
John actually doesn't go to work on Tuesdays.
No.
Look, I have a very specific routine. I get home, I order calzones.
name
Yeah,
the
dude.
calzone. You ever named food, John? Have you ever named something you've eaten?
No. No. Though I do like this is why I should have like a sourdough starter. Because everybody that has a sourdough starter names it and like gives it a personality.
Hmm.
So if I wanted to name food, I would need to get like into sourdough.
Like a kombucha?
Yeah, or like a kombucha. Like people always
Scoby.
name those. Yep. People name their scobies. Yes. Yeah, that is the story.
Where shall I? Ooh, where am I gonna settle?
In this life, never settle.
Oh, I've settled a lot.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
You
corn around.
mentioned that X-Sphere is had a rabbit named Bun Bun.
Yeah, I settled there. It was just for
Bun Bun. Oh.
that thing would eat my guitar cables every opportunity it had. It was tough for me to hate it.
Every opportunity it had, my mom's cat would hate us. And be a terrible cat. But honestly, I feel bad because I don't think we also had a Sheltie who was very yippy and fucking barked all the time, and I think my cat basically had PTSD from like coming home and then having this yapping Sheltie, be in her face for like 3 weeks. But I want pets, and it's just a matter of time until I have probably at least a dog and a cat, but I know I'm going to have to do a way better job.
I feel like,
How is it?
I feel like either a cat or a dog would be very lucky to have you as their person.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you would love a cat.
Yeah.
You are more.
How
You are.
biased are you in that suggestion, John?
Wait, what's that?
I said, how biased are you in that suggestion?
Very, very.
Yeah. John is 100% a cat person.
Well, here's how I think about it though. A dog is a lifestyle. A cat is a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And and here's why. You can leave your house if you
Right.
have a cat. Like you can leave your house.
That is very
You
true.
want to take a 2-day vacation? You don't even need to have someone come over. You leave out food and water. You want to take a week-long vacation? You can get a little water fountain and a little automatic feeder
Yeah.
for a week. A week, and there's a living thing that is just more than happy
That
to
you're not
just. Yeah, you're not there.
You must not be as bonded with your cat as I am.
Oh, I would take bullets for John and John.
Yeah, his cats are
But-
named.
Yeah,
They're all
both named John.
It's
Yeah.
very much a
George
George
Foreman?
Foreman house over there.
Yeah.
It is.
Lest we forget.
John
But
3, John
I love
2.
my cats.
I mean, when Kim and I go, when we come down to New Jersey, we bring the cats, and they're here, so we have like a setup in Mass and a setup down here for them. But like, you know, we went on vacation, or we went for Kim to do a school thing, and we were gone for like a week, and it wasn't the end of the world. Like,
Yeah.
we missed our cats very much, but it's not something where it's like, all right, we got to board them and all of this, and we can't do it in the summer because all of like the dog hotels are full.
I have a similar philosophy, and it's that cats are dogs are pets and cats are roommates, and like
I like
that's
that.
a good way to see it.
And it's I want both, but cat could come anytime, whereas a dog would probably have to come after like I'm living with a partner, I think.
Yeah, well, because you need it's almost like you need to kind of prep your life for getting the dog. Like, you need to be in it's like, all right, does my job and life allow me to have a dog right now?
Right.
Does the place I live, my neighborhood, does it allow me to have a dog right now? I mean, where you are, right? Like, you could have a dog so long as it's not a dog that needs that has like an anxiety disorder and like needs constant care.
Sure.
But yeah, a cat is like the like all you need is love in your heart and like a place in the kitchen where you could put their food, and like a place in the corner of the living room where you can put their litter box. And good news, you have a cat for 20 years now. Like, you're in on that much. I have two friends of mine that live in Medford, and like the home they bought because they're like, we are dog people. And they had, for as long as I've lived in Massachusetts, which is like 15 years now, they've always had two dogs, like, and one would pass and another dog would come in, and they're very, very loving, like, dog people. But this is the first time in their adult life, really, where they haven't had dogs because their dog passed, and now they're like fostering dogs for like lengths of time. And the big change is like, we're going on vacation to not just like my parents' beach house. Like we can go anywhere we want, and it's okay, you know?
Yeah.
And these are people that love dogs.
Must love dogs.
Must love dogs.
Great movie.
For all your pet-related questions, please put them in the chat if you've got pet-related questions. John Serpico will be happy to answer your pet questions for the next 20 minutes. So put those pet questions into the chat.
I would have a cat if it weren't for a mild cat allergy. And it's just one of those things where I grew up in a household of cats, very fluffy cats. And when I moved out and I was like, I can breathe. This is how you can live a life where you can breathe through your nose. This is amazing. I just can't bring myself to go back.
Sure.
Was it one of those things where you didn't even realize it was that bad until?
And it's one of those things because it's not that bad, but it is enough to always feel like I have a slightly stuffy nose. And like just breathing fine is is such a luxury.
Cat's hypoallergenic, which is nice. So Russian blues are hypo. So,
but isn't there kind of a thing where like the hypoallergenic thing like doesn't really exist?
I've had issues with other. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, I think it depends on what, and you may have been about to say this, it depends on what your allergy is. Like, there are some people who have, like, an allergy to, like some of the, like, saliva and things, and, like, that, so that might not be hypoallergenic, but some of the, like, dander, I think it's, like, there's fewer allergens, or, I don't know.
Yeah, she's short hair, and, so I think maybe that's possibly it. She has a very short coat.
She's short hair and doesn't have any spit. She's a spit-free cat.
Spit-free.
A very dry cat. That's what you want.
Oh, yeah.
To drool on her food. She drool like a fly, baby bird type thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's how we're so bonded.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Because you eat a lot of just regular tuna fish. Like, Like, you could just eat regular tuna fish.
Which I have to grind so her stomach.
So I say this, and it sounds intense given those familiar with my life, but I mean it more as a funny thing. What Sam said reminded me when I remember the very first time I got drunk. It was junior year of college, and I drank like 6 Bud Light Limes, and it's still in my head to this day how clearly it popped in my head where I was like, oh, this is how everybody else feels all the time, because all of a sudden, like, social anxiety was gone, and I didn't take that to mean I'm under the influence of something. It was like I assumed everybody else just lived their life like this, you know? Like, oh, like they're not currently wondering who's talking shit about them for no reason? What? Yeah, it's hilarious, right?
Oh, man.
I think it's hilarious. Your first time you didn't, your junior year in college. Was that what you said?
It took a while, yeah.
I thought it was the Bud
Man,
Light Limes part that got me.
I was in the like Shakespeare theater group, and all the upperclassmen when I joined were like, "It's cool to not drink," and I was like, "Yeah, it's cool to not drink." And so it wasn't until I like was legally able to drink that I was like, I guess a little bit.
Yeah. What was it? It was like 6. Well, my favorite song, my 21st birthday. Actually, when I turned 21 junior year. So this must have been later, but I still remember to this day. I don't remember ages and grades.
18, 19 as a freshman, 19, 20, 20, 21.
So 21, I guess, as a junior. Yeah. So it must have been soon after. But for my birthday, we went to this bar called Sharky's in Blacksburg, Virginia, because they had dollar shots, you know.
Oh,
and
dangerous.
And my buddy Matt had way too much, and I still remember that he was like, he just can't say, I gotta go. And I was like, yeah, okay, see ya. And he walked, we were very close to campus. He walked back to campus to catch a bus back to his apartment complex, and he puked at the bus stop, like right in the street. And but my birthday's in December, so he puked, and then it froze over.
Oh,
and then his frozen puke bottle was there for like 4 months. So we'd always walk by and be like, that's where Matt puked.
Oh.
My friends in college were, divided into like kind of 3 general groups. There were like my theater/comedy friends, my like gaming friends, and then like the dudes on my floor that I lived with every single year because we met freshman year and we just liked each other. So all 3 groups, none of them were drinkers. Like it was just 3 groups where like the center of attention was never like, we are going to this bar. It was always like, we've got the D&D group, and then we've got the theater group, and then we've got like the friends of ours that just constantly do Bushido Blade tournaments. And it was the best. And what ended up happening was all of our like fun, crazy college memories were like it was all agnostic to drinking. There were like drinking adjacent things. Like I'll put it to you this way, like I don't remember anything about like the parties that I went to with my friend Dan, but I do remember that right before we went to every party, he would take like a 32-ounce Gatorade and hide it on one of like the cross beams of the roof of the Boston College T-stop, so that when we got home from like the party, he would take his now like nicely chilled Gatorade and drink it on the way back to the dorm. Like it was brilliant, by the way. But it was
That's
like,
so all my planning. That's a lot of planning.
It was, yeah. We would always like right as the T would like make the turn and like come pick us up, he'd like stand up on a ledge and like put his Gatorade up there, and then it would be like this delicious icy cold Gatorade on the way back. So all my college memories are very, very nerdy like that.
Yeah, my first time drinking was a watch party of Titus Andronicus.
Nice.
So that was how.
Nothing like
how
getting
I
drunk
got
and watch
lit in
Anthony
college.
Hopkins like eat people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say I learned for the first time that I'm always a bit chatty, but like when when I drank for the first time, I was like a psychology student. I was super into like being like really hyper aware of like how things are impacting my body. The entire time it was just a stream of consciousness. Like I don't really feeling it right now. I feel like I'm like doing okay. Like maybe I'm handling this better than like I thought I would. I don't know. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna move. Oh, you know what? I move my head a little bit like this. The world does get a little bit dizzy, but I think I still have pretty okay control over my movements. I'm gonna sit back down. And what my friends are seeing is me like sitting on the bed, my head like knocking backwards, me entirely unaware that I'm like hitting the wall.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm obnoxious.
Wow.
Was what I heard.
Did you yell at? Have you ever gotten drunk at a show, like a live play?
Like while I was
you're watching? Yeah.
I don't think so.
Mark vs. Maximus is in the chat.
Hey, Mark.
How you doing, Mark? He says,
Hey, Mark,
I still
you've got
remember
two Romes to root for today.
Ew.
He says, I still remember the eye roll I got when I, at 20 years old, asked a bartender in Italy for a beer. Just a beer. That's how they do it on the movies. They just go up and they order a beer.
I have a beer.
I
Anytime
would
Mark's in the
like
chat,
to buy a keg of beer.
Anytime Mark's in the chat, I gotta say, former Redemption champion, Marcus Maximus.
Marcus Maximus.
That's a QAW reference. To all those who don't know.
He's the man.
And David,
I was gonna say earlier, I got arrested for public drunkenness at age 14.
Congrats.
Yeah. Passed out on a lawn in the main street of my hometown. Face first.
Byzantium?
Constantinople, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. Not cool.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
Oh, that's a good question, David. No, this is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say we're up to 6 viewers on the show. Hi, everybody. Thanks for
Look
watching.
at that.
But some of them might not know what QAW is or was. Could you give us the elevator pitch of QAW in like haiku form? Could you
haiku?
Could you do a intro to QAW in a haiku for us? 575.
Emotion in the ring. Bodies grapple. Minds process.
Oh,
Love. QAW. YouTube.
nice.
There you go. You get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for. So now go ahead and tell people what QAW was, because that was
that didn't help at all.
That was nonsense.
QAW was a show that a bunch of us put together that ran weekly for a year and a half. That my compatriot John Serpico was very involved in as well. And we had some appearances from you, Matt. That was a weekly pro wrestling show in which we had comedians in Boston take on wrestling characters, and they would film live promos. They would inhabit the characters, and then we would, for the in-ring action, we would use footage from the video game WWE 2K19. and it was a full-length wrestling show, about at least 2 hours every week, and a pay-per-view show about every 3-4 months. I did like a real loose math on it somewhat recently. I think we put together over 200 hours of content.
Oh, I
Something like
love
that.
that. I love that.
Easily.
Yeah.
How long was the finale?
the
The finale was what, 8 hours long?
with all the tributes and the intermissions with the commercial breaks and everything, almost 9 hours.
Almost 9 hours.
Oh boy, do I love that.
And it's all on. You can watch it all on YouTube, right? It's all
It's all on YouTube,
it's all on
baby.
YouTube.
Sorry, I'm taking.
Well, no, yeah, I'm grilling you about a project that is not this game.
It is in a lot of ways. It QAW, and I've said this to David before, but QAW was a bit of a life-changing show in that. So the character I played in the show, like the wrestler, was his whole thing was he was the governor of New Jersey. That was his name, was the governor of New Jersey.
Mhm.
And like it wasn't like playing it like, you know, Chris Christie or like any kind of like Jersey Italian thing. Like I literally, like the character was just like a civil servant that really liked New Jersey. And you know, things as things do in comedy shows, like heightened, and all of a sudden I had like dragons and New Jersey was like a medieval kingdom and whatever. But it started as just like a guy that loved New Jersey. And I'm from New Jersey, and at 18 I was incredibly excited to leave New Jersey. And I have maintained throughout my life that New Jersey was a perfectly decent place to grow up, but who in God's name would live there? But over the course of like me doing this character, you know, I did this bit where I would like, you know, like give like news updates from New Jersey and like answer questions about New Jersey. And over the course of the first few months of the show that I was doing it, I'm like, man, there's a lot of cool stuff going on in New Jersey.
You fell in love with New Jersey.
I fell back in love with New Jersey. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's like, oh, because I'd always be like looking up stuff that I could like report on in character. I'm like, oh, there's an arts festival here, and the beach, the beach is doing that. Like, there's Wildwood's doing this, and it got to a point where I'm like, I really like New Jersey. I've taken it for granted. What a beautiful place. And then it eventually evolved into like, I think I need to move to New Jersey. and that's what happened, more or less. Like that was kind of the push I needed.
So in the rom-com of you in New Jersey, which one of you is Tom Hanks and which one of you is Meg Ryan?
I am definitely Meg Ryan.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Because I was there living my life.
Tom Hanks was New Jersey.
All of the Tom Hanks is New Jersey.
All of a sudden, you've got mail.
Yeah,
And you're beautiful and have botched surgeries.
Yeah. There's a lot to me.
So much.
You're more than your botched surgeries, John.
You look great in a light-colored khaki.
Thank
Ooh,
you.
that's nice.
Thank you.
That's a
Actually,
nice compliment to give to somebody.
Random New Jersey question that I was thinking today. So I was on the Garden State Parkway, which is the greatest road in the United States, and I was at the Frank Sinatra rest stop.
Oh, a good one. It's one of the better ones.
It's a very solid one.
Worst, Vince Lombardi.
Vince Lombardi's not great. It's too busy.
Smells terrible.
It does smell terrible. The issue because that's on the Parkway, not the. I'm sorry, that's on the Turnpike, not the Parkway. That's its problem.
Okay, that's my problem. All right.
Yeah, like it's the Lombardi. Yeah, I think if the Vince Lombardi was not on the Turnpike up near Giant Stadium, it would be a better situation. But that's where it is. That's its lot in life. But anyway, I was at the Frank Sinatra rest stop, and it's a very musically inclined rest stop. Like there's a lot of cool quotes from other New Jersey musicians, and I was in there like getting a Starbucks, and I'm there and I'm like drinking my Starbucks today, and I thought to myself, it is ridiculous that Madonna is not from New Jersey. And I said that like I know she's from Detroit, which is fine. Oh shit! Did someone else build the Appendana? Oh god, I was 2 turns away from building the Appendana, and someone else did.
Oh, that was me.
Wasn't me.
Shit,
That was
you got
Ken.
it. God damn it.
3 wonders.
It's fine. I'm not mad at all.
Uh-oh.
Should be. I would be.
I'm very mad,
Yeah,
actually.
Rome
I'm
is going to be
super
amassing.
crazy mad.
Get it. Well, it's a Roman accomplishment. Let's revel in our
You know what?
Romanship.
You are 100% correct. At the end of the day, people will speak of the glory of Rome. It doesn't matter who's responsible for the glory of Rome.
Also, David and Sam, please check your diplomatic. Offers.
Oh.
You'll find.
Yeah, couldn't help but notice. I
I
sent
don't
you-
look at them.
Australia
I
and
sent-
Rome are on read over here.
I
Damn
sent
it, I
you
was going to make that joke. Fuck.
I sent you both a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, and I did not receive a thank you.
Yeah.
So
Those notifications are usually like my town needs housing or my people are starving, and I'm just like, eh.
Mine was
Yeah.
Cafe Nero. John did dunks. I went a little classier with a Cafe
Oh, that
Nero
is
gift
nice.
card.
that is nice.
Oh my god, all these fucking delegations.
Just accept
All you
them. Just
all your
accept-
delegations are just sitting in my ramen houses, splitting 1 cup of noodles and ordering water. You guys are. I'm gonna make that joke every single stream. Just so
I
you
love
know.
it.
I mean, it's only
Here-
that's why we do it once a month.
Here's a question:
Exactly. Some people forgot the joke.
when you were in like high school, like that era where it's like you had access to a car, or at least friends with a car, but did not have access to money. Did you like go with friends to like Applebee's or Chili's or whatever, and like split French fries for the table and just sit there for 3 hours?
Oh, absolutely.
I never did.
No.
My
Just
friends,
like
had better
coffees.
things to do.
my friends were all like, "We're going to this living room today." Like that's because we would always just be like hanging out in each other's like living rooms, like building computers from like cheap parts. Like we would never go like specifically to a restaurant, but like that is just like a thing. And also I'd never worked as a waiter before, so I've never like really had access to like, oh yeah, this group of teenagers has been here for like 3 hours and they're not causing a fuss, but their bill is currently $9.
I was a
Right.
server, but I worked at a steakhouse, so we didn't have a lot of
Oh, well, there you go.
wayward teens coming in to get a
John, what
blooming
was-
onion.
All right, John, what was the place near IB that people would do that at? Tea place.
Oh, oh shit! What's it? It starts with an A, I think.
There was a tea place?
Yeah, it's like it's Undala. Is it Undala? No, or unless it is.
It was like Andala. I think it might have been Andala.
Let me look. I'm looking.
Matt, they had this really nice room with big tables and
Uh-huh.
Yeah, down in the basement.
yeah. So you do
Oh,
good
that's-
sketch readings down there.
Sounds like Pandemonium Games. Have you been there? It's like down around the corner from the 7-Eleven.
Yes.
And they have a huge basement with tables and stuff that people can use to like.
But
do
that's
tabletop games.
that's like by design.
Yeah.
Design, like, because they want people to be in there playing 40K. That's they're going to buy like Warhammer 40K stuff every week. But when it's time to buy 40K stuff, they're going to drop $500.
Jesus.
Because that is how much that shit costs. All right, I'm looking. Yeah, it's like south of Central Square. It's on like Western Ave or Rivers. It is Undala.
No.
Yeah, Undala. Like you'd go in there and you could literally like get a couple cups of tea, and they do the whole pot, and you could get like a little bit of hummus and pita, and all of a sudden you're down there for hours for like $15.
Nice. I worked at that. There was a cafe back in Illinois that I worked at that all the grad students would come to, and they would they'd get a pot of tea. They'd go, they'd sit, they'd drink their pot of tea, do their work, and then they'd bring the pot back and ask for more water. And then they would go drink their pot of tea, and then they'd come back and ask for a pot of water, and like 6 hours later, occasionally they'd buy a sandwich. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Tip? They tip?
Very rarely. Very rarely. Yeah.
Are you paid with tips?
I was paid with tips, yeah. I mean, not paid. They paid a very good hourly there.
Okay.
But tips were
Sorry.
nice. We were like downtown.
Fucking check yourself.
Like we're in the downtown area. It
I'll
was
let you,
nice.
I remember the first week I worked at Carlos Acali's, which was the shitty Mexican restaurant in my hometown. At one point, somebody shit everywhere in the bathroom, and it was like covering the walls and everything. And I remember Billy, the manager, came in and was like, "David, you have to clean this up." And it's still maybe the smartest thing I've ever said. I was just like, "Well, I'm the busboy, so you really want me to clean this up and then go like wait all the tables?" And then he was like, "Oh my God, you're right." So then Billy had to clean all of it up.
Yeah.
That's a great logic.
Yeah. Great line. Good smart work.
Mhm.
Work, sir.
I should have been running that place. It did finally close down. It only like a few months ago. But when I was back in Virginia for 2 years during most of the pandemic, we got takeout from there once, and we were waiting in the car outside. And my mom was like, "What if Tracy's still there?" Like the general manager. And I was like, "She's definitely still there." And she's like, she'll probably recognize you. I'm like, "Absolutely not. She won't recognize me." And she comes in, drops it off, and she's like, "Hey, David, how's it going?" I was like, "Holy shit." And she looked the exact same. I don't know what that woman was doing, but she had not aged a day.
No, it's that
Making
building.
tea?
That building's a time.
Yeah, David Carlos has been closed for 10 years.
Hey, what's up, Abolish the Senate? Thanks for watching.
Hey, Abolish.
He said,
Hey, Abolish.
he did such
Roman
deep,
Senate?
brooding, slow-acting damage it took decades to kill it.
Was that again? Took decades to kill?
Abolish the Senate's comment in the chat. He did such deep-rooting, slow-acting damage it took decades to kill it.
Yeah, planted dangerous seeds.
Mhm.
Doing that my whole life.
What do I fucking do here?
I discovered construction. Someone else discovered it first.
That'd be me, baby. The better to build with, as they say.
I've slowed down on the wonder building.
Yeah.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
You giving us permission to maybe start building a wonder and not risk
if someone's
wasting
building,
resources?
don't worry about me pipping you at the end there.
Pipping you?
PIP.
Don't pip us.
Quick term.
Don't pip me, man.
Little cheapy.
Don't tase me, Pip. I mean, don't pip me, bro.
Don't
That's
tip me,
what
phase.
Alright, we're killing it.
Killing it and grilling it.
Has anyone watched any? Is anybody getting into the spooky season? And watching anything spooky? Doing anything spooky?
I think I'm going to watch the new Hellraiser with some of my friends on Friday.
Nice.
New Hellraiser?
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Fantastic.
It's a whole damn thing.
So's a
What were you
donut.
saying, Sam?
I had a whole spooky weekend in New York visiting a friend of mine. Every year around Halloween, we try to visit each other, and we did this experience called House of Spirits, which is was kind of like an immersive theatrical experience with like a history in the building. They also served cocktails and people dressed up spooky.
Oh, cool.
And you could uncover if anyone's been to or is familiar with Sleep No More. It was a budget version of Sleep No More. It wasn't nearly as immersive, but it was still really cool and a fun experience. And we befriended one of the ghosts, and she asked us to go into a different realm, and that different realm was a room where she gave us all tarot readings. Yeah, it was cool. And then we got freaked out in a weird dark seance room where a guy crawled creepily to us while lights were strobing, and I didn't like that.
It almost seems cheap if it's part of like, if it has that Sleep No More aesthetic, and then you have essentially a jump scare in there. That's
it. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, the Sleep No More is meant to be more like this is like rooted in a lot of deep like references to, you know, Macbeth and Hitchcock films, and this was just like, I don't know, there's a couple Slavic like folklore that we're pulling from, but generally it's just like spooky rooms and a little bit scary if you want it to be scary.
Like Strigoi, right? Isn't that a vampire out in Croatia?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
The tarot reading took a long time, so we didn't actually get to all the rooms, which was the bummer.
I haven't watched any scary movies or anything, but last night in a show, I did try to crush a pumpkin between my thighs.
I saw. Yeah. Did you? Didn't watch long enough. Were you successful?
I was not. The plan was a watermelon, but I'm an idiot and thought grocery stores would still be selling those, but they weren't. And I'm also an idiot because I was like, pumpkins and watermelons are almost the same size. It'll probably be easy.
There's a lot of structural integrity to a pumpkin.
I've heard the fucking word rind like 40 times in the past 24 hours, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing about rinds. Everybody's a goddamn fruit expert.
Oh, David, actually, speaking of things you're sick of, do you know what it's the 1 year anniversary of today?
What is it, John?
So a year ago, I was playing softball, and I swung a little too hard at a pitch, and I felt in my right arm something go off like a starter's pistol. I heard it.
Really? What was it?
It was my right distal bicep tendon.
Your fucking distal bicep tendon.
Full tear of the distal bicep tendon 1 year ago today. What are the odds?
Fucking weeks of going on a Zoom and playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and John being like, oh, my distal bicep tendon. Fucking weeks of it.
Abolish the Senate says in the chat, he says, speaking of Slavic spookiness, apparently somewhere in the Balkans in the 19th century, there was the lore that if you left gourds in the field too late in season, they would turn into vampires.
No,
where'd you put the pumpkin you didn't smash?
It's in my kitchen.
I love that really all the folklore, like all of it, is essentially just ways to like convince people to like not shit in the well. And like, don't shit in the well or else vampires. You know, be sure to eat your vegetables or else vampires.
If you don't pay rent on time, vampires show up.
How are you going to get people to stop shitting in the well without being violent?
Well, and then, because there might be vampires, hey, you want some of this garlic? I hear it'll keep the vampires away.
That's perfect. Cool. Everyone's shitting in gourds or whatever you said.
Oh, the church can sell holy water probably a lot easier with that as well, I would think.
Speaking of shitting in wells, my freshman year of college, I remember this kid Kenny came back and he screamed down the hall, "Somebody shit in my laundry!" And somebody did, but then, like a month later, he came back and was like, "Somebody fucking shit in my laundry again." And I was telling him, I was like, "Kenny, you need to stop having this hilarious reaction every time somebody shits in your laundry because they're gonna keep doing it."
If you give me his address, I guarantee you I can get that reaction out of him in 12 hours.
You're gonna go shit in his laundry.
I think I have to. This is so
such a great throwback prank.
Yep.
somebody
Kenny.
did that to him later in life, he'd be like, "It's me, right? It's me. It's following me."
We're gonna put
What am
Kenny's
I
address.
doing wrong?
We're gonna put Kenny's address in the chat. Go ahead and send your shit laundry.
Hey, I just shoot Kenny a message. Hey man, haven't talked to you in a few years. Where do you live?
Oh, man. That would be the worst.
If anyone
I love that so much.
If anyone's curious, by the way, what girls do on sleepovers, last night when I was visiting my friend, we spent probably an hour and a half swapping stories of ourselves and our loved ones coming very close to shitting our pants.
That's what you do?
Yeah, that's what we did. So this conversation just like brought me back to last night.
Nice.
Amazing.
Really extended conversation. A couple stories that I probably can't retell without permission.
Oh, I love stories like
350
that.
VC. Wow.
Guys,
What
we
percentage?
might make it to AD.
What percentage of like able? Now I'm not talking about people that have like extreme IBS, but like people with no gastro issues, like just folks kind of living. What percentage of just kind of, let's say, gastrointestinally healthy people have shit their pants as adults? I'm willing to say upwards of 75%.
I've done it a couple times.
I've definitely shit my pants.
Is it like a full, or is it like
Any solids?
okay?
Yeah, solids in your pants.
Solid is an interesting caveat.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Any non-liquid. So we're talking.
Oh god, we're talking liquid.
Any non-gas. So we're talking liquid. We're talking solid, and I guess we're talking plasma technically.
If we're talking liquids, man, what days have I not shit my pants? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, anything more than gas. Anything more than gas.
I say this with extreme pride as a crippling alcoholic. I've only shit my pants as an adult once.
Nice.
Thank you. You have your distal bicep tendon. I have the one time I shit my pants.
I think it's also only been once for me, but it's come close like
40 times.
A couple more times.
Yeah. It wasn't day ruining, but I've had a once. Not too many close calls though. Like the one time it happened was out of thin fucking air. You know, it wasn't one of those things where I'm always like slamming.
I'll be right back.
Nice.
I need you.
But it's never like, oh, I'm like slamming McDonald's at 2 a.m. every night, and like, one night of every 5, I'm like rolling the dice. It's like literally just one day out of the blue. I'm like, oh, yikes.
A common thing that bartenders will do to an asshole is put a little Visine in their drink, and that'll make you shit your pants.
Does that Visine thing really work?
It does.
Wow, interesting.
Or at least I've seen it work. I can't say it works every time, but
Wow.
That's interesting.
a little saline in there.
Wow.
Good. If there was this drink back in the day, at least in the 90s, called Cisco, which was like it was like this malt liquor drink that was also sweet but just deceptively strong. And we were drinking that one night in my junior year, and I didn't remember going home. The next thing I remember after starting to drink the Cisco was I woke up with my pants around my ankles and my underwear was still on, and my mom was banging on the bathroom door like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I had shit my pants within 1 foot of the toilet. It was very disheartening.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I was like,
close.
what? So
Almost.
My closest call, the one time it happened, it was like almost uneventful. It was like not a lot, and it was whatever.
Mhm.
But like the closest I've come to like true disaster, I every couple months get like a wave. It's a wave, and it might go away, but if it doesn't, it's like I have 3 minutes tops.
Mm.
And I was driving, and I was stuck in traffic in between 2 exits in like standstill traffic, and I felt this feeling, and I was like, I was like, maybe it'll go away. Then it went away once. And then I came back and I was like, what do I do? And I was like, okay, I'm cataloging all the items in my car. Like, here's the things that I could possibly, like, you know, bring forward. I have some bags in the back. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to work. Like, there's a TJ Maxx down the road. Maybe, like, I can get myself to a state where I can, like, kind of, like, scuttle through the TJ Maxx, like, unassuming, and, like, you know, buy something quickly and, like, change. And the bathroom is, like, on the way to the entrance to work, so no one can see me. I was, like, planning in my head. The second wave comes, and then I like just get to an exit, and I'm like, I don't know where this exit goes, but I'm gonna get off and see if I can solve this problem before it becomes a problem. And so I get off the exit, nothing. I take like a right turn and a left. I'm just flying blind, and sure enough, I come across a Dunkin' Donuts. And when I ran in there, made no eye contact with a single person in the store, and went back to the single stall bathroom, and I'm sure I ruined someone's life. Whoever came in there after me had the worst day. Like, I was like maybe the second step. Like, they woke up late that morning, and then they went to a Dunkin' Donuts and they used the bathroom. They were just like, this is
I always have my private time at this Dunkin' Donuts bathroom.
But I haven't had a better day. Like, after getting that win, oh my god. Like, I was flying through the rest of the day.
There is no greater swing from negative emotion to positive emotion than when you're having an emergency, but you make it to the can. Like, that you go from, I'm about to have the worst day, to, I can run a marathon right now. That's amazing.
Abolish the Senate says sliding doors moment. You know, it's that.
Yeah.
You could see, like, what would your life be?
It's Schrodinger's diarrhea.
It's Mr. Baseball. Is it Mr. Baseball? Is that the one with
Schrodinger's ass?
Yep, Schrodinger's ass. Yeah, I guess that's more accurate. Yeah.
It's either poop in it or out of it.
That's very good. That's very good. I approve.
Oh man!
Told that story twice in like 36 hours. So.
Alrighty.
I think I need money.
Need some money, baby.
290 BC. I think we're going to be just short of AD. That's my guess.
I don't know. I think we're going to make it.
Think so?
I do.
Right.
I do. I think we're going to make it.
Quick. Play quick.
Yeah. This is the kind of conversation you can come to expect on the second Sunday of every month, right here on 2MB Studios, as we continue to play this game until one of us conquers the world.
You know, to follow up on this, so we've all heard the story of Dave Matthews Band's tour bus.
I love it.
Dumping their septic tank all over the tour boat in Chicago, right?
I will hear or tell this story every time it comes up. Like, I could hear it every day and still think it's the greatest story.
Yeah, so Sam hasn't heard it, so...
Oh, Sam, what a journey. Oh, I'm so jealous of you to be able to experience this.
Give me a moment to, start my moment of cherishing. Like, I need to press play on having, like, a cherished moment in my life.
Yeah.
We're good.
So,
all right.
So I'm going to tell the follow-up. So, John, you can tell the story of this.
The city of Chicago, Dave Matthews' tour bus is driving across one of Chicago's many bridges. Now, Chicago's famous for a number of different things, not the least of which is the architecture. And I believe this happened specifically to an architecture tour. Going up the river in Chicago is like a big, boat full of people, a docent from like the Chicago Architectural Society is like pointing out buildings and what's going on. And
looking up.
And they're looking up, obviously, at the great skyscrapers and the architectural consistency of everything. And for whatever reason, the bus driver of the Dave Matthews tour bus, they're on the bridge, directly on like the metal grating of the bridge. And the bus driver decides, you know what? I'm over a body of public water. Now would be a really good time to release the black water from the tanks. And so, hits the button, pulls the lever, and a great torrent, as if hell itself was screaming, emerges from the bottom of the Dave Matthews tour bus, splashes through the grates, and hits the tour group on the bus directly below.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately people are aware that something terrible has happened. They know what has, like, they get it. They understand what has happened and why. And the Dave Matthews tour, machine is made aware of this quickly, and compensation is made. But
so I learned of this because I went to Chicago for the first time however many years ago, and we decided to take a boat tour. And we get on, and the guy was like, so you've all heard about the Dave Matthews incident? And we're like, no. He's like, well, and then he tells the story that John just did, and it turned out he was the tour guide on that boat.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
What happened?
I love it so
and
much.
My dad was like, oh my God, what? And he was like, none of it got on me. I just have a great story to tell now.
Much.
God bless America.
Outstanding.
My cousin was behind someone on a roller coaster once who, and it wasn't vomit, but it was liquid, and it forced back at them, and it was, bad. I don't want to go.
Horrifying.
The rest of it, your imagination can get what that was like.
Horrifying.
I had a similar thing happen to me as a child on the Tilt-A-Whirl at Rocky Point Park. My late father was drinking beer and eating clam cakes all night. And so you could sit, it was almost like a dual level thing. And my parents sat in the chair. It was like this cup that would spin and go, wow, wow, wow. And my brother and I sat at their feet. And my dad, on one of the spins, threw up. And as gravity pulled it down, the Tilt-A-Whirl whipped my face right into the path of the vomit.
Oh.
And I was like 6, and I was covered in puke and just crying and tears and puke all over me. And then the men's room was closed, so I had to go in a woman's room for the first time. And I was, as a little, 6-year-old in 1982, I was like, is this okay? I was like, I'm sorry. And my dad had to bring me in there and clean the puke off of me, drunk on clam cakes.
Drunk on clam cakes.
It was gross.
Oh, man.
Wow.
It's rough, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Rough puke. Gritty.
What a relaxing way to spend our evening.
Yeah.
It really is, honestly.
No
Thank you,
ego.
everyone,
Night,
for joining us as we tell the quiet, soothing stories of bowel failure.
I think we all need to take upon ourselves to have a new shitting ourselves story by next month.
So we have homework.
Yeah. Do your book report, shit yourself. See you next month.
We're all going to eat a bowl of day-old potato salad.
Hell yes.
Room temp.
It's going to take more than that from me, baby.
That
Not to
was so
brag.
But I'm going to brag.
But I'm going to brag right now. Oh, yeah. Ooh, settlers cost a lot of gold.
That they
I know,
do.
right?
Do we want to do a town count?
Oh yeah.
Do we want to?
Let's do a town count.
Alrighty.
Don't have great.
I am at 6.
I am also at 6.
I'm at 3.
I am at 5.
Okay.
3.
Looking good here, folks.
I'm focusing on culture and religion.
Okay. All right.
As I normally do.
All right.
I have a way I like to play this game. So,
Yeah.
you know, you got. Perhaps we'll find out soon enough.
I'm just building universities and libraries here, there, everywhere.
Mm-hmm. The Japanese have no need for knowledge.
Oh, yeah, your science per turn is crazy.
Hey, look at that science, Maya.
Way to
Jesus.
go.
Also, David, if you could accept a friend request.
Ooh.
I don't have a little blue smiley face next to your name, and I need that, please.
I need just the validation is important.
It really means a lot to me.
What can Japan get out of this?
Have you ever seen a koala?
No, actually, I've always wanted to.
Well, John Curtin
I can show
invented
you.
it.
I
in his
invented a
garage.
koala. I invented
You know,
a koala.
I can't hear koalas without quoting a great joke by Kate Procession, and it's at, what was it, like 70% of koalas have syphilis, and 30% of koalas are fucking nerds.
That is good. That is a
Yep.
good one.
Oh, I'll get you next turn. I'll get you next turn, guys, I promise.
I'm gonna keep asking. I'm just gonna keep asking.
I have 40 unread notifications.
They're all from me.
Playing
Maybe-
hard to get.
That's my game.
I don't do well with that. Historically, I don't do well with that.
Oh, Katarja wants me to open my borders and give her incense in turn for only 35 gold. Fuck
Ugh.
that.
Yeah, you can do better.
Poison her wells.
Sounds good. Time to go shit in her laundry.
Mhm.
Why, yes, I would love to be friends with you. But of course,
Oh, that looks so nice up there. You can't really. You can kind of see it on stream, but I really like those little blue smiley faces.
I declare my friendship with the Mayans.
Oh.
And I've yet to meet Ken.
Oh, I haven't met Ken yet either.
Yeah, I think we determined that Ken is. I think we're all on one continent and Ken's on the other.
Yeah, Ken's just hanging out somewhere.
Well, it's time to
Yeah.
build some boats.
I'm way past you there, man.
I like my life.
Well, your
Things
life's
are
about
all
to get
about to
a lot more
change for you.
complicated.
Yes, it is.
Just want to trade with Toronto and Carthage.
Well,
Not anymore.
it's gonna.
I
I've got to build some boats first.
We're here to trade wares and introduce you to surprising new diseases.
oh
Oh man.
Surprising new diseases. You think you know disease? Just wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, Scout's running away. Lead us back to your village.
What do you have to have to? You have to have a what to transfer to like sail across the sea. What kind of boat do you need to?
I think you need to
Galley.
research. Well, yeah, galley can do that, but I think land units can then go in the water if you research celestial navigation.
Oh, okay, great.
But yeah, or you can build galleys.
I think I have it.
But- Oh, and actually, since I have that, I should be. Oh, I know what to do. I know what to do here.
Can I interest any of you other players in Orthodox Serpico, the new religion sweeping the continent?
Oh,
I think I'm good.
All right.
yeah, I believe the new up and coming religion, the real. I don't know really what to compare this to. I guess, but the new thing is the Far Side coming out of Australia. It's
Mm-hmm.
cow based.
Nice.
We worship them and eat them at the same
It's
time.
it's pretty underground right now, but there's talk of the Buttholios sweeping through Japan. That a lot of people are finding a lot of great comfort in.
That's nice. That's nice.
That's very nice.
Mm-hmm. We're all about promises and not delivering on them
Well,
until the time's right.
we're all about promises.
We
I
make
have
a
a
lot of
feeling-
bold claims.
I have a feeling next month is going to be our Holy War episode.
We'll see. We'll
Where it's
see.
just all the major religions.
Ooh, Pedro's really coming on strong here.
Oh, is he converting?
No, he just keeps sending me messages.
Ah.
Like, Jesus, man. Oh,
when
right.
when you play this single player and you're playing at like deity level, the number one goal in the game is to just not get involved in a war. Like that's all, because the second you do, you just get squished. Like there's just no way to do it. And what's really infuriating is often the only way to stop your civilization getting like fully converted to a foreign religion is to declare war and then just start like killing missionaries. But what sucks is like that will just cost you the game, because if you declare war to stop getting converted, they will just like send an army and like destroy all your cities immediately. I feel like I've played Civ for a while in my life, but deity, like there's just no 100% sure way to win when you're at that level. It has to be luck. You have to kind of parry everyone else, all the other civs, by like doing the stuff that they want you to do, and
Yeah.
just hope that like the religion that you get converted to is not the dominant religion in the world, and just like hope that works out for you.
I often turn off religious victory when I'm playing a single game because it's just I have no interest in playing that, and I also don't really like. I've never really deeply understood how best to combat against a religious victory, so I'm usually just like, no, not allowed.
See,
Yeah,
I
we're all
love
good.
playing. I love playing the bishops and the what are the other ones? They're not bishops. There's something else that you send out to
The missionaries and the
missionaries
apostles.
and the apostles. Yeah.
Yeah, I like playing Civ has given me like a much clearer understanding of the Crusades, because I'm like, why in God's name would these European nations like break themselves and break their armies to like travel to half a world away and all of this stuff? And I'm like, oh, it's because all of history is Civ 6. Like,
First Crusade was to save Byzantium.
that is true.
Nope.
So there's a reason for the first one.
It was
There's always a reason.
but successful.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Oh, Kyoto.
Oh, Kyoto. Oh, Kyoto.
Yeah, let's just do that.
What we're gonna do about it? Yes.
Bosch, it says that the Fourth Crusade was to loot Byzantium.
We gotta save it, and then 400 years later, we probably gotta loot it.
Gotta make the rules here, right?
That's just gaming logic right there.
In the initial intention, that was just they're like, we don't have an enemy to fight, so we're just They had to pay the people. They had to make it worth the trip, like you said. So they just started looting towns, sacking towns, so to make it worth the pay it off, basically. Yeah, the Ottomans were the ones who got him eventually, though, right? So,
Yeah. I find the Civ games to just be so lovely and so fun for so many different reasons. But one of them is it adds a lot of context to kind of global events. Because it's really interesting to like look at wars and decisions in history and say like, why in God's name did the Germans do this? Like, why in heaven's name did, like, this tribe do this to that tribe? And it's like, why were these people mad at these people? And when you play Civ, you realize, or it helps you realize, oh, the people had nothing to do with it. It was literally like the random dude that said he was God that had a problem with some other random dude that said he was God. And also they owed too much money to each other. And also they're looking for salt. Like, and it just changes it so it's not just like, oh yeah, there's like racial enmity between these two people. It's like, no, their kings hate each other, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
We're pigs, man, you know?
Ooh, we're at 50 BC.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do it. You got 19 minutes.
I want to send that delegation to Rome. There you go, Rome. Have a delegation.
Oh, you have it. Oh my goodness! Yeah,
it's a whole box of koalas. I made them myself.
Each one of them stamped with "Made in John Curtin's garage." Do not feed after midnight.
Do not feed after midnight.
Campus. Where shall I put thee?
Anyone else here set off into reverie by quote the year is 50 BC? I have no idea.
Reverie.
I mean, I know what reverie
There haven't been too many times in life where I've been thrown into reverie.
Reverie.
But hey, never say nevery. To some good reverie.
Oh, Balish has got some good 50 BC info coming in.
Okay. Hit us with that knowledge.
The year is 50 BC. Gaul is entirely occupied by the Romans. Well, not entirely. So, way to go, Romans.
And tough luck, Gaul.
Yeah, eat our ass, Gaul.
Not our. Don't say our ass. Eat David's ass.
Eat me and Matt's ass, Gaul.
Oh, nice. Asterix and Asterix the Gaul. I used to watch. There was a cartoon movie I watched a lot as a kid that was Asterix and the other dude, the fat dude. What's his name? You guys know what we're talking about? Do you know Asterix?
No.
Nope.
Oh, really?
No. No. What is it?
Obelix. Yeah, Obelix. It's a cartoon character. Asterix and Obelix. They play the Gauls, and basically it's kind of like the Gummy Bears. You remember the cartoon The Gummy Bears?
I do.
Where
I do.
They would drink a potion and get strong.
Bouncing here and there and
Right?
everywhere.
Wasn't that a Gummy Bears thing where they would drink their bouncy potion
Yeah,
and they
they
would get
bang,
bouncy?
bang, bang. Yep.
Well, that was very similar to this, where it was they would, I believe I'm saying this right, they would drink a potion and get super strong, or they had different powers.
Sounds sweet.
It was a pretty fun cartoon. Like, the animation was really cool.
It's rad. The game is.
I believe it's French. It's a French. It's a French comic.
My
Belgian. I'm sorry, it's Belgian. Thank you, Abolish.
my grandparents used to record, like on VHS tapes, a lot of the Saturday morning cartoons. So that when I like had to sleep over at my grandparents' house, I'd always have like random stuff to watch in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And just now that we're talking about like cartoons of our youth, I am reminded of the fact that Rambo had a cartoon. There was a cartoon Rambo.
Was there really?
Rambo and Friends.
It literally was. It was like Rambo and a team, and I'm pretty sure there was like a dog that had a gun, like
That tracks.
as part of the team. And that is, that's one of those things where you're really, it's really hard to, if you've ever seen Rambo, to sell Rambo toys to kids. If like that's a tough one.
It was called Rambo: The Force of Freedom.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
that sounds about right.
1986.
That's a lot of tough words.
Yeah, so I
The
had to like,
forcing, the force of freedom. Yeah.
and what's funny is like in every episode there was, this little like montage moment where Rambo would like get ready for battle, like like in the A-Team, like the construction montage where they're gonna build some like random machine. In Rambo, the montage was like, him putting like the boot knife in his boot and like putting on his headband and stuff. And in the movie, that was a representation of like a man gone too far because of the nation that betrayed him. But in the 1986 cartoons, it was really just to sell toys. So you just needed
the third movie, he was fighting right next to the Afghanis, correct?
the Mujahideen, yeah.
Which is wild too, if you think about it.
Yep.
Ooh, I found Crater Lake.
Nice. I nearly died at Crater Lake. In
Those
the
kids
in
murdered
real life, not the game.
Okay.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Strangely enough, I needed a distal bicep tendon to pull me out.
So if it ever happened again, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
So what happened was, I had my wife and I were taking a road trip, and my wife and I were taking a road trip, and we really kind of schedule out our road trips. We really do. Like, everything's like really well ordered. We're going to stay in this hotel on this night, and we're eating here. Like, we give a little flexibility to ourselves for when we're, in a city. But, our goal was always to make sure that, we weren't driving for too much time during the day, and we always had a hotel at night and all of those things. So because of that, we always kind of stick to the plan. Anyway, we're like getting up to Crater Lake, and our plan for the day was to drive up to Crater Lake and like see Crater Lake, arguably one of the most beautiful spots in the United States. But the problem is we drive up to the like the base of like Crater Lake National Park, and the park ranger at the gate says, "Oh, this is probably a tough day for you to go up the mountain to Crater Lake." And we said, "Why is that?" He said, "Well, it's fine down here, but once you get up another 1,000 feet in elevation, you will be driving through a blizzard." Like we are keeping this road open, but you can't even get out the north way, and so on and so forth. And so I look at Kim and I'm like, we should not go up to Crater Lake. And Kim was like, oh, well, if we don't, like, we're going to be like 6 hours ahead of schedule, and all we would do is like sit in our hotel, and, you know, I really want to see Crater Lake. And I'm like, okay, fine. And we start going up there, and
so he let you through?
Yeah, he let us through. And the conditions began deteriorating almost immediately. And if you've ever driven like up to Crater Lake, it's really just a series of switchbacks up a mountain. And we were doing this in like whatever the hell. We were like doing it in like a Nissan Sentra or some like tiny little car. And we're like driving, and it's whiteout conditions. This is fresh, powdery snow.
Jesus.
We are sliding all over the road. And 2 or 3 different times we were like maybe 6 inches from one of our wheels going off the edge of the road.
Oh, no, thank you.
And the whole time I am just like white knuckling it. And it is arguably the only time in our lives where Kim made an objectively bad decision. Like Kim has a superpower of pretty much making the right call all the time. And this one, like, we got to the top of the mountain, and I was like, I mean, we very nearly came off the road a couple of times. There were no other cars. And we're up there, and we're in the lodge, and like they kept the lodge open, but like everybody's just snowed in at this point. And we're sitting there, and I say something like, at some point in our lives, we are going to have a disagreement, and we are just going to be at loggerheads. And in that moment, I am going to say Crater Lake, and you will take my side. And if we do not do that, I will be mad at you forever for nearly killing us. And she's like, okay.
Nice. Have you used it?
Fantastic.
No, it's still in the case.
Yeah.
Keep that in your back pocket forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good to have something.
It's like a nuclear deterrent. Like, I don't plan on using the nuke. My enemies need to know I have the first strike capability.
Well, something happened as my scout was moving, and John, I currently have a scout completely closed in between Aquilea and Lugdunum, and he's just taking up space.
So the good news is, at some point, that free territory will become Roman, and presumably your scout will start a new life, marry someone locally, become a contributing member of society.
Yeah, no, he has some shit to bring back. He said he was going to bring the pizza home.
Oh man, all right. You know what I love about this game is, like, when that happens, I think your scout will just be like moved outside of territory. And I have to believe that in real life, the way it works is like, this scout has been standing on a hill for 150 years.
Yeah.
And then one day with the sunrise, he is instantly hurled 800 miles north.
He has no idea how he got there.
I just clicked the button alert on him, so I don't really know what that means.
Hey, Christ was born and died.
Hey, just so you know, Christ was born.
Hey. Guys,
what a day.
What a day.
70 AD.
We've still got about 10 minutes. I mean, think about how far in the future we're going to get.
All right, let's play until the next Christ.
Sounds good.
Christ.
Real quick, while we're doing this, let's do some plugs. Just because I definitely, everybody's got stuff going on this week. David, what do you got going on this week?
What do I have going on this week? A lot of stuff. Well, come back tomorrow night for Friend Theft Auto. Tomorrow night at 9. I'll just plug that. Friend Theft Auto on this channel Monday nights at 9 p.m. Basically, a bunch of us play Grand Theft Auto and we chill. It's similar to this, except we're playing GTA and me yelling at Ryan.
And me quitting parkour races.
And John playing and quitting very legitimately parkour.
Cool. Tomorrow night, 9:00. Nice. John, I know you're in your happy place, your vacation place, your home.
Yeah, I'd like to plug New Jersey as a state. It's a beautiful place, a tremendous amount of history, great food, kind people. More tactically, if you're in the mood to watch some really fun tabletop role-playing comedy, then look up Blittle League. That's Little League with a B at the beginning on YouTube.
Sam, you got anything going on?
I would love to promote getting your COVID booster and flu shot, which I am doing on Wednesday. Booked very easily at the CVS across from my apartment. Also going to a Ren Fair tomorrow. I don't think I have any shows on my calendar.
King Richards? King Richards or something? Oh, okay, nice.
Yep. I grew up going to King Richards Fair because it's just the town over from where I grew up. I once, as a kid, won an art contest through my local newspaper and won my family free tickets to King Richards Fair.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Very cool.
Outstanding. Ken, what do you got going on, man?
Before I get to that, I just recently had a guy that works for me asked to take the day off. I asked him why. He's had some attendance issues, and he said, I can recover from King Richard's Fair. And I denied the request. So,
yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
as you should.
Ken's a
hard-hearted man I am. The debut of my new improv team down at Kismet Improv in Pawtucket is Friday night. We have a new show called The House Party. So it's like 3 house teams, and then we have a jam after. So if you're a player and you want to come down and play, the quality of the jams has been great. So come on down, 8 o'clock on Fridays.
Outstanding.
I have not been down there yet, but I am. It's one of those places where it's like I haven't been there, but I'm just like so glad it exists. It's like there's so many people I know there that just like do fun stuff and enjoy it.
It's a nice space. We got a bar, so if you can have a couple drinks.
Nice.
Yeah, there's cool little artisanal shops around that aren't really open during the show times, but we have a violin place next to us, a pie place across from us. It's cool.
So you're saying we should make a day of it?
Yeah.
I think it's there's a lot of cool stuff down there. That's all I'm saying.
Nice,
it's in the
nice.
Hope Artiste Village, so.
That's outstanding. I have so many shows this week. I have a number of shows this week. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday night, I'm going to be at the Lyric in the Theater District.
Oh,
yes. I'm going to be doing some improv. I don't know what time. I'm trying to stall while I look up the time.
Can you stall by saying who the cast is?
Yes, it's the cast in general. I don't know who's all going to be there Thursday night, but it's myself, Kaylee Kane, Rachel Von On, Aaron Maybe, Greg, Scott, and Ashley Volts.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And Hannah Breen is also in the cast.
Nice.
Hannah Breen.
I'm looking at the poster. It is at 7:30 on Thursday, and then 8 o'clock Saturday, Friday and Saturday, the 14th and the 15th. And then Friday night I'm at the Rockwell at 8 o'clock in Davis Square, and then Saturday I'm back at the Lyric. So I'm
That
doing
is
a
a
1, 2,
week.
3.
That is a hell of a week.
Oh man, it feels good. Improv Boston is coming back in a major way, baby.
Heck yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
We live in exciting times.
God damn
Ooh,
it.
new government just dropped.
Nice. Like I said, we live in exciting times.
Think I see your continent.
Yeah, I think oh wait. No. I'm so close to poaching this barbarian settler, but I don't think it's going to happen.
God, that is so hard to nail it.
Ugh.
Let's do one of these.
Like cat and mouse with that, yeah, for sure.
All right.
130 AD.
Yeah, we made it to 130 AD. Pretty good
you
year,
go.
I'd say, to call it an evening. Join us next week. Ken and I are either going to play Conan or Grounded.
Ooh.
Both games are on Xbox Gamer Pass. So if you want to play with us, you can download those games for free and get in on some crossplay. Yeah, Grounded seems pretty cool, but Conan is hardcore.
I played a few hours of it last week, and it was quite fun.
Yeah, I also joined the Fallout First thing as kind of a treat yourself kind of thing.
Oh, to be able to just have 1 trillion pounds of scrap.
Yeah,
that's a gift. That's a beautiful gift.
It's pretty nice. So I might set up a private server. Maybe we can talk John Serpico into coming and joining us again. And
I would be more than happy to talk about that.
Appalachian Wasteland.
I live to have these conversations.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We will see you next week.